Hey folks, welcome back to the Portable Gamer and welcome back to American Truck Simulator. So we're in, oh man, totally forgot where we are. I know I drove since our last episode. Yeah, we dropped off in Tucumcari and I drove down here to Clovis. And the reason I did is during one of the 1.31 betas, there was a patch right in here, just a few miles from Clovis, where the game was consistently crashing. They fixed it, but I didn't know that they had fixed it. I wanted to see if they had fixed it, so I drove down this road, and we're just fine now. So that was I don't know, I guess I just wanted to cross Clovis off the list. I think we'd been there before, but, whatever. So, I think, let's try to get some roads cleared out, and I think we've got some roads down toward Hobbs that we can take care of, and I think, yeah, there's something going to Hobbs. So let's take this to Hobbs and we'll get some more. We're aiming for 100% on the map. I've never had a map at 100%, but I'd like to. So 1 mile to go pick this up. I think we're good on fuel. I think we're good on, yep, we're definitely good on sleep. Sorry. I don't know what's going on with my voice all of a sudden. How do we get out of here? I think it's over this way. So, what else is going on? What's new? I decided to leave the road textures in. I got kind of frustrated last episode because it seemed like frame rate was in the toilet and everything was just kind of going poopy on me, and I could not for the life of me figure out why. And I thought all those textures, because I brought in the roads, the New Mexico mountains, the regular mountains. I guess the New Mexico mountains and the regular mountains are different. But I brought all that stuff in, and what's the other one? Oh, the plants and trees. Man, just no momentum anymore. I don't know if that's related to 1.31 or if it's just this truck and I never noticed it before. Anyway, we had all those new things that we brought in, new textures and Sweet FX, and I felt like the frame rate was just absolutely taking a beating, and it was really frustrating for me. But I'm going to try to stick it out. So I kept everything. I made some adjustments in settings, and we'll see if that changes anything or if that affects anything. And we'll keep adjusting, we'll keep playing, and we'll keep trying to make it better. Right. I'm also doing some things different with sounds too, so I'll be curious when I hear this, when I review it. I'm curious how we're going to do on sound. I'm feeling like maybe the brakes are different. I don't know. Something's different. Hang on. So one thing I want to check is through here. That's all the same. Okay, and then for gameplay. Where's my brake setting? Braking intensity. Yeah, I don't know how that got so high. Right. Back we go. I don't know, man. I want to like those roads, but I feel like the scale is just too big. Like the grain, I feel like it's just too like you wouldn't be able to see the texture and the grain that clearly from a truck. It would be just sort of more like uniformly gray, I think. What do I know? pick up our job. And I'm guessing it's going to let us haul whatever we want. Yeah. What do you think? I don't know. I don't know why tandems are so cool, but they're cool. So let's take these tandem trailers to Hobbs. There they are. Gonna make it? Tempting. Tempting. Let's do it. Let's try it. Ugh. Let's not hit the wall. Oh, and this is the one that I can't look out the window. No way. Oh, that's cool. All right, kind of makes me happy. Took a couple swings, but technically we got it in one try. We got our air hoses. Cool. Everything's coming together. Well, I mean, it's only been about 2 minutes, but you know, let's be optimistic. All right. So we are going left and then right. I'm gonna peek out here. I have to block traffic a little bit, but I'm not doing it on purpose. Oh, this is ugly. Right. Okay. So far, so good. Yeah, I like, there are things about those road textures that I do like. I like the tire marks, and I like the way that they have some different colors on them. Like they've got the tire tracks, and then they've got the kind of clear spot in the middle or whatever. And I like there are a lot of different versions of them. There's concrete and asphalt, and there's some variety. I do like them. I want to like them. I just feel like that grain is so almost exaggerated. It's not really working for me. I think those are going to have to go. Right. So the bouncing that was happening when we were pulling the scraper last episode, not seeing any of it right now. So I think it was either having a heavy cargo on, or it was the scraper specifically. If I had to guess, I would say heavy cargo rather than the scraper. I don't think the code really cares about what the load is. I think it just cares about the type of trailer and the weight. But we're not getting any of that bouncing right now. So that's one problem solved. I don't know, man. Do we even care about the trees? Like, are you seeing or noticing a difference? Because I'm sort of not noticing any difference. So that would be two things we could get rid of. And, you know, the mod maker says there's no impact on FPS, but they always say that. That's, you know, you have to say that. What mod maker would be like, oh yeah, this is going to kill your GPU? Nobody says that. So, yeah, that's two. And then the mountains, I don't know, mountains. I don't know. So maybe that's 3 and 4. Let's pull them out one at a time. Let's start by pulling out the roads. See if that helps at all. Right, so we'll get down to Hobbs, and then from there, I guess, just head west across the southern border and get into San Diego, or get into that area, and then I want to go back up the coast, and I want to spend more time on the coast highway, particularly around Santa Cruz. That's a really pretty road, and we haven't spent enough time on it. And make our way back up to Northern California. There's a mission up that way for the 3 wineries. There are 3 wineries in Northern California, north of San Francisco, and I need to get that achievement. So maybe we head up that way. Well, we'll definitely head up that way, but maybe we'll do those winery jobs, try to get that achievement, and just kind of get prepped for the Oregon DLC. And I don't know when that DLC will be released. It could be Monday, for all I know. Today is Saturday, so who knows? But we'll get prepped for that Oregon DLC, and we'll, I don't know, we'll just keep driving our truck. This game is growing on me. I was not a fan for a long time, you know that, but I've come around to it, and I think it was just a question of getting my mods set up right You know, getting them. One more there. Nope, one more. There it is. Getting my mods set up right, so the game, I guess, looks and feels the way I want it to, and it does. I'm happy with it. So we've got this in the mix with ETS2. And ETS2, I'll tell you what, coming off a serial number game and getting into a Steam game and having access to the workshop for ETS2 is like blowing my mind, man. Because there are so many mods that I have that are in the Steam workshop, but I had to maintain them manually because I was on a serial number game, so I didn't have access to those mods through Steam. So I had to go through, and most of them were up to date anyway, so all I did was go through and tick the box in Steam, and then it downloads it. And then go into my mod folder and delete it. And if the number was the same, like the version number, if it was 2.6 or whatever, the game recognizes the Steam Workshop content, like say version 2.6 as an example. The game sees that mod the same as it saw the manually downloaded copy of 2.6 or whatever. So I didn't need to like move anything around or reorder things or like whatever. It just went straight through for most of them. And it's basic stuff like diesel prices and some of the SISL stuff, SISL, some of the SASC stuff, SASQ. So it's cool, and it's definitely a nice feeling to fire up Steam and see it downloading a bunch of workshop content and know that it's maintaining your mods for you. And you don't have to do it manually. And not that it was like, I didn't mind doing it manually. Not like it was some terrible thing, but it's time, and time is very precious. I see. All right. That is a random road incident. So yeah, it'll be nice to have the same mod support for ETS that I've been enjoying for ATS. And I've also been spending a lot of time in F1 2017 practicing, and man, I'm comfortable saying that I have never, ever spent this amount of time practicing a video game. Like, I'm playing it, I'm enjoying it, but I'm not, like, it's practice. It's the craziest thing. I'm practicing a video game rather than just playing it. But I want to start recording F1 2017, and I am nowhere close to being good enough. Nowhere close to being good enough to record something like that and put it out on the tube. The YouTube. So yeah, I'm going to have to practice for quite a while. I'm better than I was, and I can be competitive. I turned a 129 at Albert Park, which will, that'll get you toward the front of the pack. Might even put you on pole. The problem that I have is consistency, and it's really, I can turn a good lap, like I can turn a 129 out of 6 laps, but I need to be able to turn 130s lap after lap after lap, and do it while I'm dealing with other traffic. So it'll get there. I'm confident it'll get there, but it's definitely the hardest that I've ever had to work at a game. Not necessarily a bad thing, but definitely different. Let's go third person. Take a look. I like it. I'm looking forward to everything sort of coming together as far as trailer mods. I know I've got one pack installed and running, but I feel like it doesn't always populate properly. Like the game doesn't always see it. And I know there's some other trailer packs, but I'm cautious at the moment. And they're good and they're well maintained. They're reputable modders, but I just don't know if it's over to 1.31 completely yet. But I suppose I could install it and try it. So ATS, how I'm playing ATS, slightly different than I play ETS. And I don't want to say cheating, but I'm a little more generous with the teleporting in ATS. Although, when I swapped everything over to 1.31, I got rid of, momentarily, I'll bring it back in as soon as I can, but for the moment I got rid of pro mods. So I started a new profile, which was kind of weird for me to like get rid of all my trucks and everything. And I sort of had to remind myself, like, it's just a game, nobody cares. And it's always an interesting feeling when I realize that, because I wouldn't say that I take it gaming, not just gaming, but the games themselves, like what we're doing in the games. So I had half dozen beautiful trucks in ETS, and I started a new profile and they're all gone. And so a part of me, like, I don't know how to describe it, just a part of me is like, oh man, all my trucks are gone. And then another part of me is like, fool, those aren't even real trucks. And if they're that important to you, just get a money and XP cheat and build them again, or just level up and build them again. Like, it's not that big a deal, and it's really not. So it's one of those moments where you can, or I say you, I don't mean you, I mean a person. But I guess it's an opportunity for a person to be like, hey man, you know, this is a different way of seeing this, or a better way of seeing this. So rather than being upset that my fake trucks are gone, see it as like a silver lining or whatever, that we can start over. And I think it's well worth it. I mean, I would gladly give up those trucks, which, like I said, I can just get them again. I can build them again. They're not gone forever. But I like the idea that, you know, if getting rid of those trucks was what it cost to, I don't know if I need to do this every time I start my profile, but watching as the world was going by when we were out on the highway, I got curious if I had that activated. If losing those trucks was sort of the price that we had to pay to clean out the mod folder, like completely clean it out, it's well worth it. And even when I go through and realize, like, I deleted probably 30 or 40 mods that I wasn't using, which has got to be 10 gig of hard drive space. But it was also just kind of cluttering things up, you know. And even, like, I had mods, it would be like a tuning pack, right? And it's got hundreds and hundreds of bars and lights and grills and, you know, all the stuff that comes in a tuning pack. And half of them are stolen. They're all like rip-offs of each other or whatever. Just people give stuff new names, or, you know, people are. But I would have a tuning pack, and I would keep the whole thing loaded, like, for one light, right? For one fog light or one LED light or something. And you can't just have that one LED. You have to have everything. And I mean, I guess you could go in and pull the mod apart and delete everything but that one light or whatever. But it just, I wouldn't say it's like a bad habit or anything. It's just the way things kind of worked out to have those mods in there, and to be able to get rid of them is a great feeling. Just simplify my life, man. Clean house. So to do that, we had to start a new profile and lose our trucks. Well worth it. Nothing to be upset about. Man, I'm on the fence. Those textures are not terrible. I just don't like the scale of the grain. That's the main thing. Right? You see what I mean? Like that. I feel like that's the real grain of asphalt or whatever, but it's just zoomed in like 3 or 4 times bigger than it ought to be. Oh well. We got time. We'll figure it out. I feel like I can see a difference in the way the world passes, and I'm okay with it. It works for me. It's very subtle. The thread that I saw where the person was talking about that, they said they go 0.8, and that really gives it, they said it gives it a really, really realistic look. I tried it. I think it's a little too much. I think 0.9 is where we're at. It's our sweet spot. You gotta like the sweet spot. All right. This guy. I've not spent a lot of time in this part of the map. I'm really... This doesn't look too awfully familiar to me. I like it, though. I think this is looking alright. I like the evening sun. I don't know. I guess I can see the difference in the trees and bushes out here. A little different. Yep. Okay. I'll allow it. I would pass this guy, but we're close enough to where we're going that I think it's not worth it. Oh, AI. Right. We're gonna get there. No tickets, no damage, no incidences. We're gonna get there. Right, so I'll get rid of the road textures to start. Keep the trees, and I mean, I'm not really noticing the mountains. Let's get rid of those too. Around back, okay. Beautiful. I think that's one of the first times we've done that. End to end. No drama. Right. Let's see how we did. $10,000. Working on a promotion. There you go. Right on. Folks, thank you so much for stopping back to join the Portable Gamer. Thanks for joining us for another episode of American Truck Simulator. And we'll see you next time. Take care now.